right. Well, you guys, welcome back. If you are new here, we are the Habit team. The Habit is a nutrition coaching company made for women by women. Our program is built for you with coaches who put your goals, lifestyle, and personality first. If you want to learn more about us, head to the episode notes or go to thehabit.com. That's habit with a Y to either request more information or book your free discovery call.
Welcome back, guys. This is Coach Verlaine. I'm sorry I missed the last podcast as I was out celebrating my 4-year-old daughter now, but we are back and we have a little special someone here that's joining us. Coach Champagne's also here with me, but also we wanted to formally introduce you guys to Coach Abby.
And while Abby's introducing herself, Fairlane, wait, think about what your rosebud and thorn is for this year so you can fill it in.
I was thinking about this on my trip, and I was like, I should think of something and send it to them, but then I just completely forgot. Okay, I'm going to try and think about
Abby, also think of yours, too. We're going to add in your rosebuds and thorns.
Okay, I think you might have to explain it to Abby what it is.
So rose is, in 2024, what was something that you really enjoyed, like what went well, kind of like a high and low. Your thorn is what you didn't like about the year. And then your bud is what you are looking forward to in 2025.
Oh, okay. I like that.
So just mull over it for the next few minutes and then we can end on that. But Abby, let's get back to you. Welcome. Hello.
Welcome. I know. Thank you, guys. I'm super excited to finally be on a podcast.
I know.
I've been a lot behind the scenes. So I joined as a part-time nutrition coach for The Habit, probably almost a year and a half ago, maybe now.
Has it been that long?
Actually,
wow, yeah,
I think
that's
honestly,
crazy.
time is going by so fast. I
quick.
honestly can't believe it's already been so much time since Philly.
No, seriously. It's been
I'm like,
so,
the time
yeah.
2025. But yeah, I would say like a year and a half ago. And then more recently, maybe 6 months ago, took over as social media manager. So all of the fun reels and the social content you guys are seeing is all me behind the scenes. But it's been super fun to integrate. And then I finally got to meet all of you coaches in Philly, which was super fun, seeing your stomping grounds, Fairlane.
Yeah. Yes. In a way, kind of.
In a way, it was really cool to see your gym and where you used to live, and we ate some really good food. So,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
we
that
did.
was a lot of people's rose for last year. A lot of them were like, the Philly
Oh.
trip was amazing and the food that we ate. So I think it was like all of our highlights of the year. It was such a good trip. And Abby, you
Yeah,
came
definitely
in
such a
not
good
knowing
trip.
anyone but Zan. And, that
I
can
know.
be an awkward kind of thing to run into. All of us have been together now for 3 years, and you
Yeah.
fit right in. You came in and you were like, I am here. I am a part of the group, and you will like me.
Oh my
And it's
God,
been
it was so
fun.
fun. I just remember laughing so hard, and I think half of the time it was at myself, which is fine.
Hey,
But no, it was so awesome meeting you guys, and I love that we all like come from such different backgrounds and live in different places, but it was so fun to all connect and hang out. And you guys are right. I mean, I met Zan 2.5 years ago. I moved from Boston to San Diego, and then pretty quickly met Zan when I moved here. And at the time, we both coached at Orange Theory, so we connected really quickly. And then now, actually, a few weeks ago, I just moved right down the street from her. So she's a nice, brisk 3-minute walk away.
with
So I joked
apparently
to
a lot
her,
of steps.
Yes.
so to get to her house, I walk down these ungodly stairs, but then to get back to my house, I have to walk up them.
Yeah.
So from now on, I'm like, Zan, why don't we hang out at my house and you walk up the stairs?
That's
But
true.
yeah, so I'm New Hampshire raised, so very East Coast, and then more recently moved out here. But definitely I've been loving getting integrated in the fitness and health community out here too.
Abby, can I tell you that New Hampshire is probably one of my favorite places that I've been? Like New Hampshire,
Wait,
Vermont.
really?
Yeah, I went in the
No
I went in
way.
the fall of 22, and so
Oh, I bet that was
oh
beautiful.
my God, it was so beautiful, and
Oh,
it was just
the
like these
fall time?
small towns that I like
Yes.
loved. Yeah, it was
Did you go hiking?
magical. No, we didn't go hiking. But we did like a really big road trip and just stopped like a bunch of places. Anywhere that looked pretty or like cute, we would get out and like go. I would have to. We
Oh,
stopped at so many little towns. But we did apple picking, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a
yes.
little fuzzy what's Vermont and what's New Hampshire because we kept crossing straight lines and
Oh,
like
yeah,
How
honestly, it
funny.
does it all looks the same. It's just like you go over the borders and it's just green
yeah,
trees and
yeah. No, it was
No,
the
but fall is
best.
my favorite season in New Hampshire and the New England in general. That's what I miss out here in San Diego. I keep joking. I'm like,
Yes.
next time I go back home, I'm gonna take some of those seeds of whatever those trees are that all change the pretty colors, and I'm gonna plant some in San Diego.
Yeah,
Because listen, I love the weather out here. I love living out here now. I
Yes.
couldn't do the snow anymore, but I wish we had something else and some palm trees out here.
yeah, yeah. So funny story. It is so Fairline and I are both in Houston and we had a snow day today, which never
Wild.
happens. It like
Yeah.
it's
Crazy.
nuts. But my husband, he has a drone and he went and flew like the drone over the
Oh,
park that
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
yeah, he went and flew the drone over the park we
That's
live
so
near.
cool.
And there are a few trees that just now changed colors
Oh,
because
wow.
No
we don't
way.
get like the changing colors here. We
No.
have green and then we have dead. And so there's
Yeah.
a
I
few
didn't think you
trees
guys
that were
did.
like a
That's
red.
when you guys were messaging me
Yeah, yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
Oh, we're getting a snowstorm. I'm like, I didn't know it snowed in
Because
Houston.
it doesn't. And honestly, so we were supposed to record this podcast yesterday. Guys, it was a good thing that we didn't because like 30 minutes after we were supposed to record, my building's fire alarm started going off.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
so that it worked out that we didn't record
Yeah.
yesterday. I was so
Yeah.
Oh
nervous. I
my
was like, oh
God.
my God, because the last time we had a storm come through, a pipe burst and that's what set
Oh my
fire
God.
alarms off. And so I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
is this freeze already starting to bust pipes? Like, I'm going to be so mad. But it wasn't. It was just like
That's crazy.
a fluke accident. But I was
But
getting
there's
real
no
nervous.
like no major like anything
No,
crazy, right? Okay.
no.
It sounds like a little bit more prepared this time, maybe, hopefully.
Yes, yes. Well,
Okay, that's
yeah.
good.
The last time
No
it
power
just
outage too, right?
no. Oh my God.
Okay.
I would not
I
get on
almost
this
texted you
Zoom.
guys this morning. Do you guys have power for a podcast
Yeah.
today? Then I was going to follow up with listen, if you guys don't have power, I'm from New Hampshire, so I got all the tips and tricks up my sleeve for y'all.
Yes,
Why you guys
yes.
lose power there all the time?
Oh my God, I remember. I mean, it used to be fun when I was a kid because we would
Yeah.
there was like the tricks like you put a metal spoon under your pillow the night before school to like wish for a snow day. We used to do like
Wait,
and when
that's
you put
so
your
cute.
pajamas on. Yes, you sleep with your pajamas on inside out. I don't know even where did that come from. Yes, and then you would go to bed in hopes of a snow day. But yeah, we used to lose power often, and we would like my family had like a generator. You would have to turn this huge generator on,
Oh
and it
my
was so loud
gosh, yeah.
outside, and then you'd be huddling. Oh my God, yeah.
Have
That
you
was a
been
fun
back
time.
recently?
I went back for the holidays.
Okay.
But it's funny because I go back and then everyone's like, "You're only here for like a few days," and I go, "Well, you guys can come visit me in San
Yeah.
Diego."
That would be a nice change.
But yeah, no, I love it out here. I couldn't do the snow anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it gets old
Yeah.
quickly. It's
I
magical
live
right
there.
now, but
It is.
Is it still snowing where you guys are?
it's not
No, it
snowing
stopped for you.
anymore. Yeah, but it's still on the
Which is, and
ground.
it's so contradictory because I used to be a figure skater.
That's
So I grew up in the
right.
snow,
Yeah.
but now
That's
now I'm
right.
acclimated here. I complain that it's like 50 degrees, and I'm like
Acclimated.
last night I'm walking my dog, and I'm like in 50 layers, and I go, how did I do this my whole life on the East Coast?
Yeah, for sure. I know you change your body, just like change acclimates. I mean, I lived there for almost a year, and that was definitely
Yeah,
one of
you
the
had a big
things.
change too.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been everywhere.
I know you've been all over.
I have been gypsy. But yeah, living there, that was the one thing that I always was like, I wish there was more colors because San Diego's beautiful all year long.
Yes.
Can't complain about that. But like coming from like Nevada, Reno, Tahoe area, like we get all the seasons, and every time I go home, and I was
Yes.
like, I just miss this so much.
Yeah.
I think I will forever
yeah.
be that person though.
Me too. It's like fall is my favorite season always. But then
Yes,
living
we know,
here,
especially from the
it's
Philly
oh
trip.
yeah.
You let
We
us know quite a bit.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna make a reel. Our next reel is gonna be me frolicking. I think you guys took videos. There's of just me
Yes.
frolicking through the
The color.
because I missed it so much. Listen, I told you guys my ideal fall day, and you listeners try it out and you let me know. Light a pumpkin apple candle. The leaves, the air is crisp outside. You're listening to Ed Sheeran, Autumn Leaves. It has to be Autumn Leaves by Ed Sheeran. And then it's almost like you can smell the cinnamon in the air.
I like
I love that.
that. Do you have anything like going on TV or is it just music?
Oh, well, you need to hear the Autumn Leaves with Ed Sheeran. So then you could put like a nice fake fireplace
Nice
on the
fireplace.
TV.
Ooh,
I like it.
yeah.
I like
There
it.
you
I
go.
like
That's
it.
what I had to do living out here. I had to put some fake trees on my TV.
I get it. I do that here too. I totally understand.
Do you guys
I know,
have,
because you
is
guys
there a
have kind of
fireplace
similar
there?
weather.
Champagne in your place?
Oh no,
You
I
have a
put it on my
fireplace?
TV. It's a fake
Oh,
one.
cute. And this emits
I do. I just am
emits
like,
the heat, kind of.
yeah. No, I'm like, I'm gonna full on send into this vibe, and
For
I
sure.
really try. It doesn't always work, but it's
No, I literally had a birthday party at my house last weekend, and I had like a nice aesthetic, like fireplace background on a TV.
no, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I love it.
it.
It does.
Yeah,
it-
you
it's
know.
a different vibe for sure.
It is. It is. It cultivates a vibe, though.
Yeah, exactly.
All about the
Exactly.
vibes. I feel like we've strayed so far, but Abby, tell us about
Yes, we have.
how
I know.
I don't even know how we got here, but we're gonna try to course correct a little bit. So
Yeah.
Abby, tell us how you got into like nutrition, how you got into macros, and how you also got into coaching at a gym as well.
Yeah, so I guess it goes way back to when I was a kid. So I grew up a competitive figure skater. So growing up, I just was super regimented. Growing up an athlete, I mean, I dipped my toes into all the sports when I was super young. But when skating really took off, I took that passion on and then grew a love from just being an athlete and being super active. And then I quit the sport when I went to college. And so then I was kind of left with, okay, I have to stay active. How do I create, my own workouts from, the knowledge I had from my conditioning and my strength coaches and things like that. And just from going to the gym in college, I would have friends being like, Abby, can you give us a workout? Can you take us to the gym? And from just doing that, I started to my senior year work at a gym that was just local in Rhode Island where I went to school. And my
Okay.
friends there were like, Abby, you're really good at this. Why don't you, do this as a career? And at that time, it was my senior year in college, and I was actually majoring in fashion. So I thought I was going to be living in New York City, working for Anna Wintour and Vogue. And so in that moment, I was like, wow, I'm having such a love for fitness and nutrition and helping people this way much more than fashion. Had a full mental breakdown to my advisor in college and graduated with my fashion degree, and then just took it upon myself post college to get my personal training certification. And
Wow.
then my first job in fitness was actually at Equinox in Boston.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so I worked there for maybe 2 years. And that was pre-COVID and everything like that. And then I ended up group fitness coaching at Orange Theory back in New Hampshire.
Oh.
So I did that. Yeah, so I ended up taking the fitness manager role there
Mm.
for, I want to say 3 years. Right up until I moved out here. So I kind of, went from one-on-one personal training to the switch into group training. And then that's when I started to dive into, during COVID, how can I reach more people virtually? So I started a little bit of online coaching on my own, but never kind of developed my own business. And that's when I came out on vacation, March of 2022 to San Diego on a fitness retreat, actually, and fell in love with the city, went back home, and then 3 months later, I picked up all my stuff and I said, I'm moving across the country. So I did that and then kind of had clients, on my own still from the East Coast and, prior years of coaching that I had just on my own nutrition clients.
Mhm.
And then started coaching at Orange Theory here and then met Zan, found the habit, and then kind of started really coaching and doing some social media from there as well.
That's
Do
awesome.
you gravitate more towards the social media end of things now that you've like really kind of dove into that aspect?
It's really crazy that I never thought of it as a like career, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it was actually when we were in Philly that, because I took on the social media, for the Habit maybe 6 months ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been really fun for me. And I've always loved, content creation and having an eye for like design like that. But Zan was the one that put it. We were in Philly before bed and she was like, Abby, you're really good at this. Why don't you, continue with the Habit, but you could probably keep, going with this if that's something you were interested in with, along with your nutrition and your fitness stuff.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that I've since then, been really trying to build my knowledge on, but also kind of how can I expand in
Yeah.
that realm, because it is really fun for me, making the reels of you guys and just different content creation like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool being able to do that and then, stay on top of, all the nutrition and the different studies that are, there and being able to help, the clients through that as well.
Yeah. Do you feel like the social media is more your thing than the fitness and nutrition side, or is it like a little bit of both?
Right now, I think it's a little bit of both. I think I'm still very much in the like ground level phase of the social media in terms of the, marketing and the managing. So it's definitely something I'm thinking about of how can I, continue to brand that and
To
build
grow.
off of
Mhm.
that. But I think, and because I've thought about different, I've had the, quarter life crisis moments where like, what's next? And I always come back to, I grew up an athlete, and so I think I'll always have that passion for, helping women become the best versions of themselves, instead of just, and especially with my approach where it's not just losing those 10 pounds, it's I want you to become more confident and make
Yeah.
these habit changes where it is a lifestyle
Yeah.
change. And so impacting people in that way, I think, is always going to be what fills my cup the most, and having that kind of a direct impact and
Mhm.
adding that value.
Mhm.
But now I'm kind of like, okay, well, how can I keep that passion, but also, you're good at this social media. What can I do with that?
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious when you were growing up a competitive figure skater. So you said that you had the workouts kind of down. You knew what to do
Mhm.
there. I feel like the world of nutrition, especially around women, has evolved pretty quickly over the past 10-ish years. Did you have like any nutrition guidance when you were also figure skating, or was it
That's a good
mostly
question.
working out? I just, where I come from this is my husband and I talk about this. I feel like if someone, when we're in junior high, playing sports, if someone were just to tell us, hey, make sure you're eating enough protein, make sure you're prioritizing protein, like that would have gone really far, but that just wasn't talked
Wasn't.
about back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. And it's so interesting, looking over, like you said, the past 10 years, how just nutrition in general has changed, but the
Mhm.
different avenues of how people are, going about teaching it or adding value to it. And I think about that all the time. I think about, if I was my 7-year-old self growing into that sport again, how differently my, routines might have been. Because it was a lot less structured in terms of,
Mhm.
my nutrition. I think I look back now and it was very much structured in terms of my workouts and my
Mhm.
strength
Yeah.
training. And I think about it, and my coaches didn't really monitor or give that specific nutrition advice. They were like, well, you want to be eating, like, let's have this pasta before your competition the night before. Let's do this. And I think it was more so, and this could be, I don't know with other sports, but figure skating, a lot of it is the show of it. And so, there were the moments of, I want you to look this way, and so then in my head, it's, okay, well, how can I eat less to look this way and to
Yeah.
fit into this? And you want me
Yeah.
to do this. And so I love nowadays how, that whole idea behind fitness and athletes has kind of really, really changed for the better in terms of, not looking a certain way, but how can we
Yeah.
really fuel our bodies? Um, And so, yeah, I would say a lot less structure on nutrition and a lot more focus and emphasis on what my workouts were and my
Mhm.
regimen was. And so post figure skating and when I went to college, I think that's what put me in the spiral of I'm on my own now, right? I don't have even my family, cooking my meals back at home when I was
Yeah.
still in high school. I'm completely on my own and I have to learn this on my own. I don't have a coach telling me what to do. I don't
Mhm.
have,
Yeah.
you know, I don't have that anymore. And so I I was also in college. And so when I was having, my fun and being independent, there were the cycles of overtraining because,
Yep.
I didn't necessarily know what I was doing at the time. And
Yeah.
I was used to almost overtraining from being in sports. So
Mm.
I was overtraining. I was not eating and then I was binge eating. And so that kind of put me in that cycle through college where I think I was almost on autopilot
Yeah.
because I wasn't thinking so much about how things were affecting my body internally, like my hormones and my digestion. It
Mhm.
was how can I work out as hard as I can and do all this cardio workout twice a day, eat as healthy as possible, and still not look, and feel the way that I wanted to
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
Um, and so it didn't really take until it took me until post college when I started working at Equinox and I started to really dive into nutrition and really dive into, everything that goes into it. And it's not just eat more protein and don't eat these carbs. It's let's balance your hormones. Let's work on, these whole nutrient dense foods that are going to make you feel good from the inside out. And that's where I started to really gain a better understanding where I could then put that into practice with my body where I was looking at myself of why am I going into these cycles of binge eating
Mhm.
and how can I change that? And that's when I really turned to the mindset of it all and um, understanding, okay, I'm reaching for the food and I'm reaching for the binge because it's giving me some kind of emotional comfort,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's some kind of external stress factor where now I'm turning to food as my emotional home and that emotional comfort.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it didn't take, it took me years of the cycle of, binging and not binging and gaining weight and losing weight to really get this light bulb moment of, whoa, there's so much more going into it and what's going on internally is affecting me externally. Um, and so that's when I started tracking my macros. I ended up working with my own coach for a little bit. That was a friend of mine. And I learned a lot from him. And through the process of tracking macros and just getting a better understanding of the foods that fuel me and looking at food not as good or bad, but as a way to, make me feel good, was a game changer.
Yeah. Totally. I love that. It's I think all of us come from like a similar-ish story, whether it's, athletes and then losing it in college and trying to just gain our footing. It's fun how I think now all of us have kind of told our story on some podcast, might have been a while ago, but we all just have like little overlaps of not really fully knowing what to do when we're out on our
Mm-hmm.
own. And when we finally found that thing that worked, it was so exciting and like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I finally unlocked it.
Eye
Like,
opening for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so freeing
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and it makes you feel so good. And I think that's when, for the prior few years of that, I, had the passion. I loved, helping people. I loved adding value. I loved helping them change their lives and lose weight or gain more muscle, but not being quote unquote happy with myself and
Mhm.
what I was doing. And knowing what to do or knowing what I could do, but then still in that vicious cycle of binging and not binging and things like that, and turning to food as emotional support. And once I could really grasp, like, hey, this is not a binge because it's tasting good and you're hungry. It's something is stressing you out or something is
Mm-hmm.
making you anxious and feeling not great, where you're turning to food to make you feel better, where it doesn't have to be the food. And so now that's something that I love practicing with my clients is it's such a big mindset shift of, working towards that food freedom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How long did you? Because I know you were, you did the figure skating. So after like high school, you didn't practice that like during college anymore. You just kind of like started doing your own thing and just focused primarily on your studies, or how was that
Yeah, yeah.
transition?
So I skated for, God, it was 16 years, which was
It's a
crazy,
long
and I
time.
loved it. It
Yeah.
was crazy. I think our next habit retreat we go ice skating.
Oh my gosh, I would love that.
Yes. That would be so much fun. But wait, what was your question again? Sorry, my
How did you
ADHD brain.
transition, or did you like practice your ice
Oh,
skating through
yes.
college, or was there a different avenue or a different outlet that you did?
Yeah. So when I was deciding, applying to colleges and things like that, just
Yeah.
the way the collegiate skating world worked was a lot different than how I was competing in high
Oh,
school.
interesting. Okay.
So how it works is you pass these tests, and that's the level that you compete in. But when you go to college, it's a completely different like realm of it. And so at that point in my life, I was like, well, I'm not going to the Olympics. I do love this sport, but how can I, I'm going to college. I'm entering into this adult life. Like I want to put my focus into that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when I stopped doing it competitively. And then when I went to school, I had, I was going to the gym when I was skating on my own just to, keep my strength up. And I would have workouts from my coaches there.
Yeah.
So at first, my freshman year, I was going to the gym, and then I think that was the time in my life where I was unhappy and wanted to just look my best. And I think everything that I did in the gym and with my nutrition was
For
because
that
I wanted
reason.
to look good.
Yeah.
And I was in college, and I wanted to have that fun. And that's where that negative mindset started to stem from, because I didn't have that, super regimented
Yeah.
skating routine. Like I was in the, rink before and after school and not going out. And then I was waking up early on the weekends. And so not having that really forced me to independently kind of structure it myself, even though it wasn't necessarily
A structure.
healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though I remember I was that girl. I would get up and go to the gym at 5 a.m. before my 8 a.m. class. Like it was crazy. And so
Yeah, I mean, you
feel
almost
so
don't
much.
have, like, you almost lose being, a teenager or a kid because of the
Yeah.
experience and discipline that you've had for at such a young age, right?
100%. And I
Yeah.
think I think that's what, when you go from high school to college, you do grow into that independence. Then I think it's so
Mhm.
different for athletes specifically when they, if you don't continue on with that
Yeah.
same, sport or
Sport.
whatever it is,
Mhm.
in college or even, after college or whenever you end up stopping that super regimented routine, it's so different.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I feel, so deeply now for my, clients and friends and clients I take on, that come from that similar background. It's such a huge mindset shift, even with thinking about, your body and then your fitness and nutrition, just with now it's your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
You're not eating and you're not working out for a specific, sport or something or a game. This is now your life. And how
Yeah.
can I feel the best, and how can I help others feel their best in their daily life for longevity?
I love that. What would you describe your coaching style as?
Ooh, I would definitely describe it as I would say more empathetic and educational
Yeah.
in a way. I think I love staying up to date because we talked about how much nutrition is changing, and
Yeah.
I love staying up to date with, podcasts and the studies. And so for me to be able to teach my clients, why I'm changing their macros or why I'm recommending or suggesting X, Y, and Z, is super important for me, but then also for them, where when they do go off on their own, they have these habits that they
Tools.
can
Yeah.
take now through the rest of their life. And it's not just I'm working with you for the time that you're in this program. But I am so empathetic, where I do get, the different backgrounds where people come from. And I have a lot of, prior athletes, or people that struggle just mentally with how they look.
Yeah.
And so for me, being able to kind of be that support system is huge for me and for them, because I want to be able to, show them, hey, if we can shift your mindset a little bit, this is going to now change your body internally, externally, and make you feel just so much more confident in your daily life.
I like that. I would definitely hire you as my coach. because I
Definitely.
want that for myself.
Definitely.
What like with this experience that you're having, you said that you mentioned that you have a degree in fashion.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
which is also crazy.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah, so, like,
fun.
it is. With all this, like, kind of like experiences and education, the actual background that you have, like, I know you're so young too. I don't think did you mention your age?
Oh, I didn't. I'm 28.
Okay. Yeah. So 28, obviously, is still lots of, lots in the future to be excited about and to look forward to.
Yes.
But where do you see yourself like 10 years from now in this, like being still in this fitness, nutrition, or like social media space? Like where do you think life will take you?
Oh, I love that question. I mean, 10 years from now, I would love to stay. I also still coach at Orange Theory. And so I think I know I'll always stay
Mhm.
in that space or in some kind of group fitness space where I love that. I love being able to go in and coach a class. They gave a loud girl a microphone, but be able to, reach a community in that way. I saw a meme of that the other day. It was like, what did they give loud people when they grew up? Microphones. And I was like, it's me. But I'll always do that to some capacity, but
Mhm.
also, I'm learning right now. Like you said, I'm still so young in this position of I'm learning so much from Zan, being integrated into the habit, and now, learning on my own, all of the social media marketing and kind of
Yeah.
that back end things. And so I would love to, maybe build up my own social media marketing agency and then also, coach on the side. I think I'll always have that
Mhm.
passion and that value because I love learning it for myself. And so if I have that knowledge and value, I'll always want to, be able to reach people in some way and
Yeah.
capacity. Um, but yeah, I think that upward trajectory, I would love to have my own maybe social media agency,
Yeah.
and continue in that group fitness space, but maybe have another doggy.
Aw,
I think there's
Well,
definitely
my dog Ro is going to live forever, so.
yeah,
forever.
yes, absolutely. I
I
think
feel that.
there's
And I do
place for both. So I think
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think what's really cool about fitness and nutrition and wellness and like social media space, like they're both gonna need each other regardless of
Yes.
how it
Mhm.
evolves throughout the years. It goes hand in hand, and if you have both of them, like you're gonna succeed because 50% of your money goes towards marketing, maybe sometimes more.
100%.
So
And it's so interesting, how much, now that I'm learning so much more about it, how much goes into, all the different avenues of that.
yeah, oh yeah. I think that it'll just continue to evolve, and now that like AI is in the
Oh God,
here
I
and
know.
here to
It's
stay, like
crazy.
there's so many things that you are able to do now, and really, with a degree or no degree, anyone can do it, but you have to be good at it for it to actually
Yes.
work.
Oh, I am the biggest proponent of you not needing that specific degree because I went
Yeah.
from
Yes.
a fashion degree. I went from fashion public relations to fitness to learning social media, and it's been a wild journey, but it's been really cool to dip my toes into different things to learn, hey, I'm really good at this. This is my strengths, but maybe I'm not so great at this. And
Yeah.
so, it's been really cool with that, and it's interesting. And I'm sure on your guys' end, just to look at like the jobs and the different avenues, nowadays versus 10 years ago.
Ask Champagne that. Ask her what she used to be or what
Yeah.
she went to school for.
I went to
I
school.
don't know
What'd
if
you
you
go to
know
school
this,
for?
Abby.
Oh yeah, I used to be a
No.
middle school teacher.
You did?
I did.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah. Yep. So I
Wait,
totally
what
get doing a
subject?
180. I started in college as an
Wow.
architecture major, and then I switched to
Wow.
education. I taught for a little bit and then made the switch to nutrition and then also just my corporate consulting job. So
Wow. Oh my gosh, that is a huge flip too.
yeah,
Yeah, same
yeah,
with
it's a
Morgan.
big one. Yeah. Morgan was
And I
a
used to be
CPA.
I
Mhm.
did
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
It's funny, having all these different backgrounds, but then I used to be the person. I remember I used to be the girl entering into college being like, how do people enter college like undeclared or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and they don't know what they want to do with
Yeah,
their life?
yeah,
Yeah.
And then
for
there
sure.
was me, my senior year being like, oh, crying to my advisor of, I know I'm about to graduate, but I don't want to do this anymore.
Yep.
But I don't want to pay for 4 more years of school.
Yep. Been there. I did that my halfway through my junior year. I said, I would like to switch to education, please. Halfway through my junior
Wow.
year.
And you started as an architect major?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You can design my house one day. That's what I want in 10 years. I want Kristen to design me a beautiful home.
Deal. Deal.
In San Diego, but with some beautiful fall foliage trees
Okay.
surrounding
We'll
me.
mix and match a little bit. Little contrast.
maybe like, can you make it happen? Like maybe an ice rink in the backyard.
Oh my
there you
gosh.
go.
All right. We're getting crazy because now we're having to involve Mother Nature in this. Let's see what I can do, Abby. You're going to have a big budget. You're going to have a big budget.
Wait, but Abby, do
Yeah,
you
let me-
miss ice skating?
I do. I
Yeah.
haven't put on my ice skates in, it's been years. Before I moved here, I haven't been on ice since I moved here. But I did
Aw.
move here with my skates. They have pink blades.
Oh, cute.
So I couldn't throw them
Obsessed.
away. So I keep telling Zan, I'm like, let's go ice skating. I said, they have the milk crates that you can push. But all I need is 10 minutes with her. And then she'll be Michelle Kwan.
Wow. There you go.
I love it.
So I'll keep you all posted. If
Yeah,
I take Zan
please record
ice
this.
skating, it will
Yeah.
it'll either be, we did the Iron Lotus, she's amazing, or I'll send a photo from like the hospital, like we got a broken leg.
Hospital.
one or the
Oh,
other.
no. Oh, gosh. That is funny.
Do you sometimes wish that you continued with that path?
I do.
Yeah.
I think about it every day as I'm working out and I'm not as flexible anymore.
Mm.
But oh God, I used to get my foot over above my head and I'm like, wow, what happened to me?
Yeah.
But I do miss it. I do. It was I think back now and I think there was a time that I tuned out a lot of it because there was a lot of, in any sport, but I know with figure skating, there's a lot of just drama and the politics of it all. And so a lot of that I drowned out because at the time I was so young, I was a teenager.
Yeah.
But I look back now and it was my whole life for so long. And so I miss that, the euphoric feeling when you're landing a jump or doing a spin. So I do think about that. And I think about, lacing up the skates again, but more so for fun now.
Yeah. Oh, you need to go get out there.
I know.
So you guys got some snow in Houston. maybe
It'll
I'll take
turn
a
to
flight
ice here
out.
shortly.
Yeah, it'll be.
Perfect. I'll take the next flight out of San Diego. I'll bring my skates.
Come on over. We'd be happy to have you. Well,
Yeah.
guys.
No, I miss like the sport.
Yeah.
I miss having a sport to play sometimes. So I think about in San Diego, I know I keep telling myself I should get into my friend plays like flag football or, things like that. But I don't know if I'm a football girl.
Something. You can maybe
Yes.
switch to roller skating.
You know what? Yes, I should get a pair of roller skates and then go on
Yeah.
like the boardwalk by the beach.
They have a really, and they have a good, I know there's a really good skate place there in San Diego. I don't know what it's called, but I know there was.
Oh, there
there's one.
is? I didn't
Yeah.
even know.
Yeah. It's
I'll have to
owned
look
by
it
one
up.
of the members from Bear Republic, so Zan should know.
Oh,
I don't know
no
where
way.
it is,
Oh.
but yeah.
Well, then I'm taking her roller skating. Updates to come.
Well, Rosebud and Thorn, who wants to go first?
I can go
Sam-
first so that Abby can take a little time here to think about it.
There you go.
Thank you.
So a rose is the highlight, right? Success from 2024, basically.
Right.
And I would say it would probably be like building our home and
Oh,
finally feeling like we're settling.
yeah.
Still, there's still the unknowns from here, and you still we don't know if we're gonna stay here or is this gonna be our forever home. We kept saying to ourselves that I think we need to get into the house first to really know if this is the place for us.
Yeah.
And then kind of just go from there. But at least it feels like, again, this is the first, or this is the last 2 years has been the first 2 years where we actually is in the same location for Christmas. Like every single
Oh,
Christmas for the last, I think, 4 years, we were in a different state. It was wild.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because of how
Oh, I
much we
love
moved.
that. Making your house your home.
Yeah, so that would be my rose, and then
Yeah.
thorn is a challenge
Correct.
that experienced, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say it would probably be just being more present with Z. Like that was hard to kind of juggle between, social media, like my own social media, and owning a business, and then the
Mm-hmm.
habit, and my clients, and I'm like always in front of a screen.
Yeah.
Um, it's definitely been a challenge for me to just find like balance between all that, and then you end
Mm-hmm.
up feeling guilty, end up making time. So I think that is gonna be my thorn, and I want less screen time and less mindless scrolling.
Yeah.
I need to work on that. Harder said than
I can relate to that.
yeah, it's hard, and then you just like you keep telling yourself, I need to do this, I need to do that, and then you fail. But
Yes.
and then a bud would be something that I look forward to this year
Yes.
is homeschooling Zion. So we're gonna
Oh.
homeschool her. I haven't like completely dove into all of it, but I've slowly like doing it my own. But it's nice because like Texas, I don't know if you're familiar with homeschooling Champaign, like
No,
you don't
not
have
really.
to like have this like full curriculum, but you have to just declare that you're homeschooling. So which is nice because
Mm.
other states, they give you your own curriculum and to homeschool. So it's here, it's for the state, it's Texas, you can do your own as long as you declare it. So
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, for sure. So that would be probably my bud, something that I'm looking
Yeah.
forward for this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Cute little Zion.
Yeah, she's growing up. Did you think about yours?
Okay, yes. So my rose would be getting my cute little floofy puppy, Ro. He is my little cutie pup that sleeps as my little spoon every single night. And he's also my first dog I've ever owned.
Oh,
on my
wow.
own. So that was really exciting.
Yeah.
And obviously a learning curve or a learning experience, as he's my first dog, but he's my little son that's going to live forever now. So my thorn I would say, also my rose would be getting to finally meet you all in Philly, because that was super, super fun. I was
Yeah.
like trying to put personalities behind screens
Yeah.
from just, the content I was making of you guys. So that was really cool. My thorn, I would say, is maybe not spending as much time back on the East Coast as I wanted to.
Mm.
And also, I can relate to the mindless scrolling, Fairlane. I think I'm
Yeah.
kind of in the same place where now that I'm doing a lot more social media
Yeah.
and a lot more with the habit,
God, you get
I'm
sucked in.
working. Yes, and
Yeah.
I'm so used to, before I moved here, I was working, when I was fitness manager, I was in studio for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And so now I'm working from home, a majority of my day. And
Yeah.
so finding different ways to like not, keep my posture when I'm just sitting a lot and so finding the balance of that. So I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And I think my bud would be continuing, building my, career and just, continuing with the habit, but also now with this newly found, social media drive and marketing, knowledge. What can I do with that in this next year? So I'm really excited to see the growth that I can make business-wise with that, and just continuing on with not my new life in San Diego, but I still consider it kind of new because I'm only 2.5 years in. So
Yeah.
Wait, you've been in San Diego for 2.5 years now?
yeah.
Oh,
Which it feels
okay.
like way much longer, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, oh, I moved yesterday. But I have moved in 2.5 years. I've moved like 3 times, so I feels
Yeah.
longer. So, but now I'm excited for the house that I'm in now. So right down the street from Zan.
Do you have roommates? You have roommates. Yeah.
I have one roommate.
Okay.
So I'm living in it's her home. And one of Zan's friends had lived in kind of like the guest house area, I guess I would call it. So
Oh,
me
so
and
you're
Fufu,
separated?
we moved in. Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Oh my gosh, you guys should come in the summer. There's a huge pool with a barbecue.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Deal.
Yeah, we could. Oh my gosh, we could do our next retreat at my house.
Let's
we
do
go.
it.
I love it.
All
Well,
right.
hopefully you guys were able to get to know Abby a little bit more through this podcast. And you may not see her as often on our social media, but know that there is a person behind that, and that would be her. Um,
Yes, it was super excited to finally come on a podcast and virtually, you guys can get to know me a little bit. But yes, that is me all behind the scenes.
Yeah, so if there is anything you guys want to see more of, I guess, on social media aspect, let her know. Message her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
let her
Please
know.
message me with any ideas or even, what you guys want more of, even if it's, recipes or more fat loss tips or things like that. Definitely let me know because I'm all about, getting different ideas from our audience specifically too.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, ladies, I'm going to go back outside and enjoy the snow
Go
because I don't
play
know
in
when
the
it'll ever happen
snow.
again.
Go make some snow angels.
Zion already did. It was the whole video. Like, she had no hesitation. She just laid down and started doing it. I was like, all right.
Oh my
Aw.
God, you need to send me
Yeah.
that video.
It's pretty cute.
All right, I'm grabbing my ice skates. I'll see you guys in a few hours. I'll
right.
be right there.
Sounds good.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you guys.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.